welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Priya, final year EEE. Today we are going to learn the VYF control of induction motor, which is the most common method in industry to control the speed of induction motors. Here we will maintain the flux and torque by maintaining the VYF ratio as constant. Now we are going to discuss how to maintain VYF ratio as constant. If we increase the frequency, then we need to increase the voltages well to keep the V by F ratio as constant. As well as if we decrease the voltage, we have to decrease the voltage in order to maintain constant V by F ratio. Constant V by F ratio maintains the torque and flux as constant. Next we are going to learn how to frequency of induction motor changes. Completely depends on the desired rotor speed n at which speed we want to rotate the induction motor. Based on that, the line frequency to the induction motor has to be changed, by which the synchronous speed ns changes and hence the actual rotor speed n. Next we are going to discuss about important point, that is how to change the voltage with respect to frequency. As we already discussed, if frequency increase or decrease, the voltage has to be increased or decreased as well. So if we are draw a between frequency and voltage will be almost linear. There is two important points that we have to note in this graph. The first important point is there is a need of small voltage boosting to be applied at low frequencies, so that E will be approximately equal to V. It cannot be interpreted in another way too. It is a comparison the voltage drop in stator winding resistance R1. To understand it is better manner, we can consider this pair phase equivalent circuit of induction motor. To make the equation 1, as we noted equation, the terminal voltage V1 need to be approximately equal to the EMF E1. As you can see, Y voltage and frequency varies along with small voltage boosting at the low frequencies. Then the maximum available frequency is constant. Hence, it is called a constant frequency region. Closed loop system is used to where pressure speed control is required, because even if any external disturbances happen, the closed loop system will identify it and maintain the desired rotor speed N4 which we want. So the first step is to sense the actual rotor speed n using the speed sensor. The decided rotor speed n can be given by any non-technical person. Both n and n is compared in the error generator and generate the error which is equal to n. The error will be given to the PI controller. So the output of the PI controller is the desired shift frequency. In the torque is proportional to slip speed ns minus n, and hence the slip frequency fs minus fn, or simplify f minus fn. That's why this PI speed controller is considered as a SIP frequency f minus fn. Next, this SIP frequency has to be regulated using SIP regulator, so that it will be reset the operation below the breakdown frequency at which the maximum torque develop in the 1m. Now the slip frequency f minus f is going to be added with your rotor speed frequency fn, which can be get if we multiply the rotor speed with p by 120. So we will get the desired frequency f, because f minus fn plus fn will be equal to the f which is stator frequency or line frequency. First, with the desired frequency of, we can get the desired voltage using look table that includes the characteristic as shown. Next, the desired frequency of is converted to a multiplying it will 2 pi. Then desired voltage and signals for PWM control circuit. To avoid confusions, first convert the into two sinusoidal signals which will have 90-degree phase shift. Then we decided two phase V alpha and V beta are converted into three phase VA, VB and VC using inverse dark transformation. Finally, the desired three phase VA, VB and VC will be given to the PWM control circuit, where if will be compared with the triangular carrier signal and generates the for switches in the inverter. Thank you so much for watching this channel.